Now, we heard Nathan, who was doing the travel a little bit earlier, telling us about his terrible time on the tube today. And it's all the things that you don't want to happen on the tube happened to him today. You know, people getting on as you're trying to get off. People playing loud music, all of that stuff, the same old thing. What is the worst thing other people do on public transport? Of course, you've got the feet on the seats, the boozy passengers. They shouldn't be drinking on tube trains, Nathan. Loud music are the three things we hate the most about our fellow commuters. Let us speak to Philip Sykes, who's from the British School of Etiquette. Philip, a very good evening to you.
Good evening, Jason. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And you?
Exceptionally well, thank you for asking.
I'm trying to be as friendly as possible, or have the right etiquette here.
Well, you're doing very well so far.
Was that a good welcome? Good.
Very welcome.
I'm pleased, yes. Philip. So, what is the worst thing other people do on public transport? Why don't they have any etiquette?
Jason, I think people are so self-consumed with their digital devices. They're listening to music. They're preoccupied, thinking about getting to work on time. There's a plethora of things that I think people are. They sort of walk around in a different world when they're on their commute.
Is that because they're being selfish then, do you think?
Selfish, potentially. Sometimes they sort of maybe just switching off from the rest of the world, and it's sort of a time of the day that everything is so manic that, one false move, they could get someone getting a bit uppity with them. Maybe people are shy, maybe people don't have the confidence to engage like in the old days.
What do you do then when you come across this kind of activity? Feet on seats, loud music, for instance. Well, let's take loud music with the headphones, which is a really annoying one, isn't it? What do you do when you're experiencing that?
Well, again, people nowadays are so afraid to approach someone because they're concerned that they might be sort of shouted at or be abused or something like that. Again, the trains all make it very clear, please do not share your music with other people, and it's almost as people they don't care. The other day I was on a train home, and I live down in Surrey. I was coming back from London, and there was a gentleman or a chap chatting away at the top of his voice, and next minute he's giving his credit card details over the phone to a travel agent, top of his voice. I'm thinking, this is
dangerous.
It's extraordinary. And I think people have got to the stage where the phone is almost like they're speaking to someone at a bar at the top of their voices. They're not aware of their surroundings or even being what's the word I'm looking for? Even being courteous to the other people around them. I know Nathan was saying that he had a woman talking at the top of her voice earlier today, that she was sharing her story with everyone and airing her dirty laundry. Now, one of the things that I'm very conscious of is whenever I'm on the train, and if I need to take a call, I will place my hand over the mouthpiece, and even if you're whispering, the caller will hear you. Modern technology allows for these microphones to pick up your voice and amplify it.
Why do you think this is happening now, or has it always been there?
I think obviously modern technology is the influence, because people now have the opportunity to take a call as and when it suits them, and everyone is so conscious that they might miss out on something. So it's almost my view on it is, and I've discussed this on numerous occasions with various colleagues and people in industry, and when we're delivering our training and coaching, one of our areas that we're focusing on heavily is netiquette, social media etiquette, all these sort of aspects that people need to start understanding that they need to become more private. They've lost the sense of keeping things to themselves almost, and I truly put it down to modern technology.
Or what about reality television?
Again,
is that one of the reasons, do you think? Because everyone airs everything, don't they?
I would say so. And it could also lead to a lot of insecurities, because people feel sometimes they've got to speak at the top of their voice to sort of share whatever it is they're sharing to make themselves feel good.
Oh, it's quite sad, actually, isn't it? Now, at the British School of Etiquette, then, can people literally send themselves to the school to learn etiquette?
very much so. And again, Jason, it goes way. It's not just the knife and fork. It's about building confidence. It's giving people the skill set on knowing what to do in any given situation. Emotional intelligence. I think emotional intelligence is where exactly this conversation boils down to people's emotional intelligence. People aren't aware of what's going on around them. They're not thinking about other people. They're thinking about themselves. It's the same sort of scenario when you see a woman with a baby buggy and no one's helping them, or people walking out the door or walking into the tube without allowing people off. So going back to your original question, it's very much about giving people the tools in order and skill set in order to sort of get out there and have confidence and do things that sort of respect other people and give other people the opportunity to engage with each other on a very sort of calm and collective sort of playing field.
But no matter how wonderful the British School of Etiquette is, and I'm sure it is, it's not going to get round to everyone, isn't it? So is it a lost cause now, and we should just all do the same as everybody else and not care about anybody and just go in there and be on the phone and whatever and just join them? Rather than fight them.
Well, you could if you join them if you can't beat them. Jason, I think personally, if we can make a difference to a few people in society and they can pass that influence on and sort of try and encourage other people to follow, at least with some form of politeness and thinking of others, then we're making a difference. And I've worked with so many amazing people of all ages. We work with corporates, we work with individuals, we work with groups, and the feedback we get from people, how it's sort of influenced their lives, how they've sort of shifted their mindset to think differently and to approach life with such more of a. I think what it boils down to, knowing the right thing to do gives you that confidence, and I truly believe that it adds to your way of life and to your outlook and to being positive as well. It definitely adds to your energy levels.
Philip Sykes from the British School of Etiquette, thank you very much.